What is Valorant? To put it simply, Valorant is a 5v5 tactical hero FPS game with over 35 million monthly players from different places all over the world. With these 35 million monthly players, there is currently over 50% of them stuck in ranks gold and below. My name is Yanto, otherwise known as Natoy, and I want to try to help those players in the bottom 50% get out from being stuck in those ranks that feel so impossible to escape as a new player. You are currently watching episode 1 from my 5 video series that will cover lots of different topics that will hopefully help people to get out of the lower ranks. In this first episode, I'm going to talk to you about the very basics of Valorant. So if you have an understanding of the game already, then by all means, you can skip this video and try watching the next one. I'm by all means no professional at Valorant. In fact, I've only ever peaked at Ascendant 2. However, this does put me in the top 5% of players, so I think that my advice should help people to get out of that bottom 50%. But now let's cover the basics of Valorant, that every newer player should understand before even jumping into the ranked grind. So Valorant is a round-based game, with the first team to 13 rounds winning. Each round, the two sides, the defenders and the attackers, fight to plant or defuse the spike on the different bomb sites that are unique to each different map. The defenders win by denying the attackers to plant the spike within a 1 minute and 40-second time period, or defusing the spike after it gets planted, and vice versa, the attackers try to deny the spike being defused. However, if the attackers eliminate all the defenders before planting the spike, they also win. Each team gets credits each round that depend on how well the round before went. They can use these credits to buy different weapons, abilities, and shield. One thing that most players misunderstand is how the movement works. In Valorant, you can't be moving while firing and have your gun still be fully accurate. This messes up lots of players that used to play Call of Duty, Fortnite, or Apex Legends. I'll cover more about it in the next video, but it's important to remember to not be moving while firing. And the last thing that I think that all new players should know are just the general terms that get tossed about in Valorant games that lots of new players will have no idea what they mean. And then when they misunderstand, they might make their teammates upset and can make some people act quite toxic. CT is one of the most used terms that would make no sense to a new Valorant player. This is a term that originates from Counter-Strike that refers to the defender's spawn. If someone in your game calls out to you CT, it means that there is a player that is coming from the defender's spawn. When you hear this, you should look towards the areas that are connected to the defender's spawn. And if you're unfamiliar to the map and you're a defender, just look towards where your spawn is. If you're on attack, just think about the opposite of where your spawn is and look on the minimap to help you realize where those players could be coming from. Another term used lots is eco. This term means a minimal buy to save economy. If someone on your team says this to you, it means you should save your money and not buy a rifle. Finally, the last term is default or defaulting. This means that your team should split players across the map, like 2 towards A site, 2 towards B site, and 1 towards mid. This is usually to catch the other team off guard because you're really split up across the map and they won't expect anyone that tries to push you to try and flank you. They won't be able to because your team will be able to get the free elimination while they aren't expecting a player there. Thanks for watching this video. In the next one, I'm going to be covering everything to do with fighting and mechanics.